Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time.
Alright, so the time whatever event is still going on in the arena, and here, I'm going to take Priest, another of the power classes to advantage, and then of course go and fail. Discover a minion, which is one of the new chrono cards, and if you play it this turn, it has Echo. So this is kind of weird, because it's Discover a minion, but if you get a cheap minion, you might be able to play it multiple times, especially if you play it later on in the game. This guy's just 2/2, and when you draw him, he adds a random spell from your class to your hand. That's giving you an extra card right away. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to take this one for the Discover, though. Silence or Volatile. Man, I was getting screwed over by those silences in a previous game, but I'm going to take the Volatile Elemental. Elemental will blow things out. Another Ripple in Time. These are not my favorite one of these cards, even though Discovering a Minion is good. The Shadow Ascendant and Northstar Cleric are both excellent. I think Shadow Ascendant is super good in the arena, so I'm actually going to take this over the Ripple? No, I'll take the Ripple. Let's just take all the cards, because we know they're too good to play, so... Okay, here, Holy Nova. I want the Shadow Ascendant, but I'm going to take the Holy Nova, because I don't know how many of those I'm going to get. I'm going to get more minions. Your minions cost 2 more, but it's a 2/3. That's garbage. Necrotic Geist is pretty sweet if we could keep it alive. That's a big, expensive if. Let's take him anyway. Last time I had late game stuff. This time I'm going to get too much late game stuff, probably. Another Ripple in Time. I'm not taking that over these guys. Stop giving me... Give me other time cards. Stonehill Defender is amazing. The Nightscale Matriarch is weird. It's a 4/9. Whenever any friendly minion is healed, you get a 3/3 right away. That's a weird power, though. Like, to get that actually going, it's very expensive. And it doesn't have the... Those things don't, like, attack right away and stuff like that. I'm going to take the Stonehill Defender, because he's super strong. Shadow Madness is very nice. Radiant Elemental making, well, my spells cheaper would also be nice, but I think we're going to take the Shadow Madness. Limeroot, whatever. The Phantom Militia is 2/4 Echo Taunt. It is the taunt one, so that can get you a lot of taunts. As great as Tar Creeper is, I got to take the Echo. Nice. Violet Worm is a very good late game minion, because even if he dies, he still does something for you. The Squashling is also more Echo power, which that's like a lot of healing you can do. That is an interesting job. I think I'm going to take him, and I'm sure I'll regret it, but... Okay, so we got the Ripple in Time again, or the Wildlands Adventure. This time I'm going to take the Wildlands Adventure, because it's a 5/5, which is okay for 5, but it's adding a random card from the Hall of Fame to your hand, and generally all the cards in the Hall of Fame are cards that were removed because they were too good, in some sense. I mean, it's going to be the card that's perfect for my situation, or too good for this, but, I like the Warlord, and I don't like these guys, but man, my deck's getting... I'm going to have the opposite problem from last time. I got distracted by a tweet. I'm a dumbass. Let's close that window. Anyhow, sorry about that. Shadowward Pain is a good low-cost card. Twilight Acolyte. If you're holding a dragon, you get to swap his attack with another minion's, which is nice, but I didn't take all those dragons that I saw, and I'm probably not going to get enough more to make that worthwhile. Spellbreaking is very good. You get a minion and you get a silence. Shadowward Pain is cheap and effective. I'm going to get some good, like, early game minions. Stasis Dragon, what the? 6 mana for a 10/10. Starts dormant. Awakens with Rush after 2 turns. So it sits around as a 10/10 for your opponent to beat on. Like, you can't attack with it. And then it awakens and gets Rush. If it's dormant, then it shouldn't be vulnerable to attack. It should just be sitting there as, like, taking up a slot. Let's try the Stasis Dragon anyway. Henge Clan, though, if your attacks gives this minion +1. Yeah, you're not the right neutral for a priest. Let's try out the Stasis Dragon, because it sounds interesting. So that is a dragon now. Dustbreaker is amazing if you've got dragons. The question is, how many more dragons am I going to get? Because I have hardly any right now. I could just take Shadow or Death or my... Oh, you know what? We're halfway through the deck. As great as this guy is, I'm not taking him with 1 dragon. If I'd been taking dragons a long way, then it would be different. But Mind Control or Shadow Word Death. My deck's already too expensive. Let's take the Shadow Word Death. It's not too expensive. It's just, on average, more expensive. Time-Bound Giant costs 15 for an 8/8. Like most Giant is 8/8. He costs 1 less for each card you've drawn. What? So, yeah, okay. So, turn 5, he still costs 10. But by the time you hit turn 10, he's 5 mana for an 8/8. That's pretty good, I think. I don't think the game's going to end so super fast before that. This is just copy a spell on your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. He's a pretty solid taunt for that cost, but let's take the Time-Bound Giant and trying to take the time cards. Summon a friendly minion. So discover a friendly minion that died this game. That could get something good, potentially. I've got a lot of battle cries, so getting back... Oh no, this summons it right away. That doesn't help. So battle cries are not good for this. Echo is not good for this. So that may not be very good with the stuff I have. So I'm probably better off taking a Thought Steal. Servitude again. Just got a thing that's dumb. Mind Vision. You know what? I don't have enough cheap cards in my deck, so I'm going to take this. Should probably have taken the Eternal Servitude at some point. It is Discover, so if I have big, good minions that can do stuff. I'm still not taking the dragons. Although, having one of these guys might bolster things late game. If you have none and anything, and any minion that is hurt, you could play this guy, heal your minion, and do that. Or I could just take a Northstar Cleric and maybe get some card drawing from that. Another Holy Nova, which is expensive, but... Okay, Holy Nova. It's a Holy Nova. This is also an expensive row. Awesome. 6/5, summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand. I'm not going to have a lot of Death Rattle minions in my hand. I got one. And he's cheap. Yeah, if I'd taken the Worm, that would maybe be more interesting. That's not going to work. Nesting Rock is pretty good. The Ranged Doctor is a pretty good... It's 8/8, and you get 8 health. It's just your hero. You can't heal minions with it, but that's okay. Nesting Rock is also a decent taunt. I don't have a lot of taunt going on, do I? We've got to have 2 other minions alive somehow to make this work. Let's just take him and keep being super fat and expensive, whatever. I do need some early game stuff, though. Hey, you're good early game for defending me. You regard bubbles and stuff, whatever. Yeah, I'm Lone Champion. Seems like a good fit for this deck so far. Quartz Elemental is at 5/8. That can't attack if he's damaged. You gotta heal him to full before he can attack. I mean, he's fat and cool. I'm not sure that he's a better choice than just a Boulder Fist who just works. I'm only gonna have so much healing. Like, they just need to damage him a bit, and then they don't have to actually kill him. Although, if they leave him alive, you might sit around and heal him back up. That's so weird. I'm not gonna have the elemental tech going on anyway. I don't have any cards that benefit from elementals. Take a Boulder Fist, or I could take a Thought Steal, which might get me some cheaper cards, because again, my deck is getting kind of expensive now. I've got a lot of, like, 5s and up. But Thought Steal is also not fast. Like, that's still a turn when I'm not playing a minion. Whereas this guy is a fairly fat minion for 5, but, no, let's take the Thought Steal. Fine. Need more minions. 1/3 lifesteal, rush for 2. It just doesn't do that much. Like, if you can buff him, it's cool. But on the other hand, these guys are expensive. Oh, damn it. I'm going to take the Boulder Fist. I like Boulder Fist ogres. It's fine. Another Stasis Dragon. Or a Master Spell. I should probably take the Master Spell. But I'm going to take the Stasis Dragon. Whatever, Stasis Dragon. We'll just fail from being too expensive this time. It'd be the opposite of last game. I'm sure it was entertaining even as a fail. Well, you want to deal 4 damage to a minion, and if that kills it, add a copy of the minion to your hand. That's pretty good. I don't have a lot of stuff that targeted kills minions. Soul Priest would be pretty good. Hold it. Squashling, restore 2 health. If I had the Soul Priest out, the Squashling would be brutal. It doesn't make my Holy Novas hurt me. I'm going to take the Soul Priest, actually, because the Squashling combo would be hilarious if it worked out. Okay, I do need some early game stuff. Swamp Leech is early game. Like, he's just a 2/1 for 1 early game, which is not great, but it's something. And then later in the game, he could potentially heal me. Or the Eternal Servitude is expensive. Let's just take him. It's fine. It's not good, but it's fine. Yeah, my deck is just going to be too... Stop giving me this garbage. Oh, I'm going to end up taking an Igneous Elemental because I just... these guys aren't good enough to justify casting costs, given how expensive so few things are cheap. Yes, add 2 random cards that your opponent played this game to your hand. Well, I wish I could replace one of my Thought Steals with that, but I can't, so I'm going to have to take a minion who I can play early game. The Bright-Eyed Scout might have also been okay, but I don't know. And Timeway Wanderer, he's pretty interesting, although my deck's so expensive now. Because he's 5 mana for a 6/3, he discovers a spell, reduces that spell's cost by 5, then puts it on top of your deck. So you don't get it in your hand. He's not giving you a card, but he is letting you select a spell to be your next card and making it cost 5 less, so that can get you a really big spell for cheap, if you're lucky enough to draw a big useful spell in your 3 Discover choices. I am a fan of the Unidentified Elixir, because that's not too expensive, +2/+2, and the bonus effect is usually extremely good. It's usually something that is potentially as good as another card, but I think there's a very real possibility I won't have enough minions out there to play it on. I think I have to take this guy and hope that his spell does crazy for me later. Oh my god, everything is expensive! A spell from your deck, yeah, that's not going to be good. So this is cheaper, but it's useless unless I have another minion, of which I don't have that many minions that cost less than 4. This would let me kill something and maybe give me another minion, but it is expensive. Oh, we'll just take this. I'm so screwed. We are taking the Crystalline Oracle because he's a 1-cost minion and will give me a card, which will hopefully be a cheaper minion. Although even then, looking at that, I probably should have taken the... I actually probably should have taken the 2 taunts for 4 mana guy. Oh, my deck is way too expensive. Why was nothing in the... There's so little in the back half that was a non-garbage minion that cost 3 or less. It's going to be the exact opposite of that mage run I just did. I'm just going to lose every game because I'm too slow. Oh, it's such a mess. Living long enough for those stasis dragons to work is going to be really hard. Whereas if I had a whole bunch of strong 2, 3, 4-cost minions in my deck, then those stasis dragons would be pretty sweet. We've got some interesting time cards. I may have to do dumb stuff like Ripple in Time early, which I hate, because if you do it later, then you can either take a bigger minion and get a big minion, or you can take a cheap minion and then echo it, which could do awesome things if you got lucky. But I'm not going to have that option, because if I get a Ripple in Time, I got to play it and just try and discover myself an early game minion, because my deck is way too slow. Same thing I mocked someone for last time. Oh, I've got one of my early game minions. That's a plus. Okay, this guy's kind of better later in the game, but in this deck, he's an early game minion. So I'm just going to pitch that. I'm going to keep the Shadow Madness, because I'm probably going to need that help around the turn 3 to 5 range. Not that it helps on turn 3. Squelch. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Yeah, feel free to come in there anytime. Okay, we're not coining out this guy. That's just ridiculous. He doesn't do anything, like his stats are no good for hitting my opponent, and it would give away what I had. So you're going to play a Cavern Dreamer guy? No, you can't because it's a mage card. You're going to play a Stubborn Gastropod. That is fine. This guy seems like a totally reasonable response to a Stubborn Gastropod. Because even if you kill him somehow, other than, like, you can silence him and then you can do whatever you want. But otherwise, he might kill your dude. Really? You can do that? Okay, there's a 50-50 chance it doesn't kill anything. Alright, well, I wish I could do 1 damage somehow, but I can't. And this is a priest, so he's going to be able to heal those guys. Oh my god, that sucks. And he's going to be discovering his cards every turn. You know what? I'm not playing anything. I'm just going to steal the slug next turn with Shadow Madness. Anything I played now would just die and kill the slug, which is not great. Whereas I can, my plan now is Shadow Madness, kill something with the slug, and then play this guy. The question is, what is my opponent doing? Healing him. Pointless, I love it. Yeah, enough of that nonsense. Now the real game begins. Basically just reset everything. We both have lots of cards. Okay, that's not ideal, but I mean, if it dies right now, you're at full health. I could silence it next turn potentially. We're going to play this guy and get our battle cry, and it's a 5/5, so it tops your 4/5. Ice block. Okay, I can deal with that. Opponent will not see the ice block coming. Although by the time it goes off, they will have seen it coming. I'm guessing. Wow, that's terrible. I'm going to silence you. You ass. Because Death Rattle give my opponent 4 health, and then Death Rattle return to my opponent's hand. So that is just begging to be silencified. No question about it. It will also get rid of the taunt. And then, I mean, I could do this as a fake out. I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to play my junky guys. Leech will probably get me back 2 health. If my opponent wastes like a Holy Nova on this stuff or something, fine. Holy Water. Okay, that sucks. You just stole my silence. Reminisce. Uh-oh. Got 2 cards that I already played this game. That's a bad sign. Excuse me. Yeah, no, suddenly things not going so great. Okay. Well, I guess we could derange Doctor right now. Because he's ahead of curve, and I'm still getting most of the healing value. I'm only missing out 1 of his healing. If he dies right now. Okay, now I'd be missing more because I leached. I forgot it was a Death Rattle. I keep thinking it's a Battle Cry because I'm a dumbass, and there's no reason to think that. Okay, so you're going to steal him and heal some, but then what are you doing? Silencing my guy, okay. Yeah, that's annoying, but that's really not the end of the world. Even though that did 8 damage to me, silencing him, I've still got an 8/8, so I'll live. Okay, that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. I've got that guy. I'm going to kill this thing. Heal this dude. I'm not going to play him, because he'd be much worse right now. I'm going to play this piece of garbage. And now we're going to play the fake out ice block. Finally. Stupid slow computer. Because now my opponent has to worry, uh-oh, is that a mirror entity? Now you got to test for different mage secrets. That's what you would cast if it was a mirror entity. It's not, so you're like, next. Okay, you silence his garbage ability and see if I care. Stasis Dragon, hello. Yeah, nothing worth shadow deathing. You did get 1,000,000 copies of that guy, which is pretty annoying, but... yeah, let's see what the Stasis Dragon looks like when it's down there. Or I could just play... no, I'm going to play the Stasis Dragon first, because he takes a while. Dormant Stasis Dragon. I am worried about getting my ass beat. That is a problem. You know what? I'm actually... oh, I can't Holy Nova, duh. Duh. I was thinking, oh, you know what? I was going to save this, but I should use it. But no, I shouldn't. I think I should actually heal my... like, if I healed him, he'd be out of range of them, but I could take a lot of damage. No, I am still going to heal him. I've got an ice block. What am I worried about? making it harder to kill him is of a lot of value. Stasis Dragon does have Rush when it wakes up. Like, that can attack other minions right away. It can't attack anything right away. You're going to make your taunt big. Okay. Kind of annoying. Okay, that's now very big. You've successfully made your taunt big. This is a concern. Yeah, Chain Stasis Dragon, not the best right now. We're going to get out our, like, Phantom Militia going. Got an ice block, so I would hope that I'm not going to just, like, get wiped here in any way, but who knows? I guess if there was a giant board wipe, the Stasis Dragon would survive, because it's not accessible right now. So that's funny. You gonna silence all of these guys too? Yeah. You gonna get Holy Nova next turn? Yes, you are. I'm guessing. Hey, that's kind of annoying. Oh, you killed my dude. And you beat me down. You haven't triggered the ice block yet. Okay, that's a problem. Stasis Dragon activates. It's only a 10-10 rush. That guy's going to be a big relief, but we don't need him yet. We'll wait till after the ice block, maybe, or before would be fine too. We are going to... Oh, if I Holy Nova, and then I kill the 8-8, and yeah, my dragon's still not going to make it. Okay, well, we're going to Shadow Word Death him then. And Holy Nova. Kill that. Dragon survives, technically. Heal myself. Probably should have healed the dragon, because I know I have an ice block, but I don't really want to telegraph that. Even though at this point, I'm sure my opponent is guessing I have an ice block, because it hasn't gone off from anything they've done. They've been trying, I'm sure. I don't like you gaining 3 cards from my deck. That's pretty bad. At least if this guy dies, then I can just, like, cast him. You stole my friggin... No, now you're gonna get a huge spell for cheap. Oh, this is starting to not look as good as it would have been. I disapprove. Time-bound giant. He'll get cheaper next turn. Okay, let's, I'd like to play the Stasis Dragon, but I don't want this one dying. Let's start squashing. And then the last one for me. We'll call that a turn. That's why I take the Squashling. Choose an enemy minion, start of your turn, gain control of it. Hey, that sucks. Copy a card from my hand, that's not good. All the cards in my hand are pretty effective. You got it from the Devour Mind. Your Devour Mind gives you all good stuff because my deck's all full of big good stuff, which is really unpleasant right now. Okay. Alright, let's Necrotic Geist that thing. Because it seems like the thing to do. Actually, I gotta get this guy killed because he's gonna die later anyway. So let's, I can't make room for my big guy now, unfortunately. Mind Vision. +2/+2 and Divine Shield. Hello! It's kind of a waste if he gets mind controlled or something, but if he doesn't get mind controlled... he's gonna get mind controlled. It's gonna be annoying.
Give me a quest.
Okay, that tells me nothing. Right, buffs, gotcha. Shadow Pain, hey! That's fine, since it does literally nothing other than give your guy +1/+1. Okay, I'm in favor of that turn. That was fine. That is a good card to have. But... It's too bad I can't make room for more stuff, but I'm gonna live with that first world problem due to my invincible giant army. Ripple in Time says, we'll take the biggest one, obviously. Working out so far. Opponent copied a lot of my strong cards, so it's really concerning. Shadow or Death Hymn. He's finally gone. Holy Fire. I think that's your surrender, Holy Fire? No, it is buying you time. Fair enough. I wonder if playing him is the best idea. Like, maybe I should be playing the Stasis Dragon instead, just in case things go long, but I don't know. My army is too big. This is the cross I must bear. Yeah, I really shouldn't have played. Why would I play him because he costs 0? I would have been better off playing something that costs mana and having him left as a 0 cost for later. Duh. But anyway, we did win because of the power of superior squashlings and various other gross combinations that went off this game and will never happen again. So, at least it's a better start than last time. The 3 dragons. I remember that quest. Alright, well, let's see if we can turn this into a decent run next time.
Put the hammer down on that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.